everybody, it's me, Julie from St. Louis Public Library, and you're watching Storytime with me, Julie. If you want to catch new Storytime with Julie videos, you know where to find me, Tuesday mornings at 9 a.m. Well, before we get started, we have to sing our hello song. Will you join me in singing it? Oh, great. It goes like this. Hi, hello, and how are you? How are you? How are you? Hi, hello, and how are you? How are you today? Well, how are you today? Oh, well, thank you for telling me. How am I? I'm okay. I'm excited to read and sing about music and jazz with you. So let's go. Let's read a book about jazz. This book is called Before John Was a Jazz Giant, written by Carol Boston Weatherford, illustrated by Sean Qualls. Before John Was a Jazz Giant, a song of John Coltrane. This book is read with permission from Henry Holt, a Macmillan Company. Before John was a jazz giant. Do you know what this is called? That's a saxophone. Good job. He heard ham bones knocking in Grandma's pots, Daddy strumming the ukulele, and Mama cranking the phonograph. This is the phonograph. It's kind of like an old record player, how people used to listen to music. Before John was a jazz giant, he heard steam engines whistling past. Choo-choo! Cousin Mary giggling at jitterbuggers and Bojangles tap dancing in the picture show. Dancing and movies and trains. Before John was a jazz giant, he heard Grandpa's Sunday sermons, Mama playing hymns for the senior choir, and the Scoutmaster's call to join a band. Before John was a jazz giant, he heard birds warbling at sunrise, the sobs of kinfolk at family funerals, and cheers as he marched in parades. Before John was a jazz giant, he heard big bands on the radio and a saxophone soulful solo, blue notes crooning his name. Oh, I think John's gonna pick up the sax. Before John was a jazz giant, he picked up that horn, blew into the mouthpiece, pressed his fingers on the keys, and breathed every sound he'd ever known into a bold new song. So when you play the saxophone, you blow, and you press keys down here with your fingers. Can you try it? Good job. Before John was a jazz giant, he was all ears. He was listening closely. The end. Let's give that book a round of applause. Hey grown-ups, this week's literacy tip is about pacing. Allow your child to read at their own speed. Look at the pictures until they're finished, and turn the page when they feel like it's the right time. When you're reading to your child, model good pace. Try it out. That's my literacy tip for the week. I'm going to tell you a story about jazz instruments and the sounds they make, but I'll need your help to make all of the sounds. It's about 5 instruments, and it's called the trumpet. Went toot, 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 and I learned this from the website In the Children's Room. So we're going to start with trumpet. Whenever you feel comfortable making the noises or saying the words with me, please join in. It goes like this. The trumpet wanted to start a band, so he asked the saxophone to lend a hand. The trumpet went toot, 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 and the sax went bebop, beep. But the sound wasn't quite right. The trumpet wanted to start a band, so he asked the drums to lend a hand. And the trumpet went toot, toot, toot. The saxophone went bebop, beep. And the drums went rat-a-tat-tat. But the sound wasn't quite right. The trumpet wanted to start a band, so he asked the piano to lend a hand. And the trumpet went toot, toot, toot. The sax went bebop, beep. The drums went rat-a-tat-tat. And the piano went plink, plink, plink. Piano fingers. But the sound wasn't quite right. The trumpet wanted to start a band, so he asked the bass to lend a hand. And the trumpet went toot, toot, toot. The sax went bebop, beep. The drums went a rat-a-tat-tat. And the piano went plink, plink, plink. And the bass went thump, thump, thump. And it sounded great. That made 5 great instruments and 1 big band, and they played the swinginest jazz in all the land. Thank you for helping me with that story. Will you help me sing our goodbye song? Oh, thank you. So we're going to do some waving in this song, so will you practice with your waving hands? And we're going to do some clapping in this song. Will you practice your clapping hands? Oh, that sounds good. And we're going to do some stomping in this song. Will you use your stomping feet to practice? Okay, good. I think we're ready. It goes like this. We wave goodbye like this. We wave goodbye like this. With our friends at Storytime, we wave goodbye like this. We clap goodbye like this. We clap goodbye like this. With our friends at Storytime, we clap goodbye like this. We stomp goodbye like this. We stomp goodbye like this. With our friends at Storytime, we stomp goodbye like this. Goodbye, everybody! Thank you so much for joining me for another Storytime with Julie. I'd like to thank the publisher and the creators of our book one more time. Carol Boston Weatherford and Sean Qualls for Before John Was a Jazz Giant, a song of John Coltrane, published by Henry Holt & Company, a Macmillan imprint. I'd encourage you all to check out our website, slpl.org, where you can find out more information on our program, 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten. If you've never heard of this, it's for anybody who hasn't started kindergarten yet, and the goal is for them to read 1,000 books before they start. For every 100 books they read, they get to come to the library and pick out a free book to take home and keep. And once they read 1,000 books before kindergarten, they get a really cool kindergarten backpack and supply kit so they're ready for school. You can keep track of all the books you read in these little logs that you can pick up at the library or online. I hope you join me for another Story Time with Julie next Tuesday at 9 a.m. Bye!